Dear friends, we will discuss today the concept of permutation. So, first of all, we will try to learn the concept of permutation. So, what is the definition of permutation? This is very easy concept. You can understand it very easily. Suppose we have n objects, and from these n objects, we are selecting n r objects. This example can be given as if we have 10 suits, then at a time we can wear one suit. So this is our selection from our total possible things. So R is n means the total number of values, and R is selection from these values or these items. So these selection can be taken all at a time or less than that value. So permutation of n different objects, suppose we have n different objects, then permutation of these n different objects taken r at a time. It means that we have total objects n, and from these objects we are taking r objects at a time. This is an arrangement of r objects. This is arrangement of r object uh, of the R objects. Generally, it is denoted by NPR. This is denoted by NPR, or we can read it as PNR. So NPR is denoted by this one also, and it is defined as NPR. N means P means here permutation, N means the total number of objects, and R means the selective objects from N. N is the total, and R is the selection from these total numbers. So what is the formula for permutation? So formula is, first of all, n is above p and r is below p. So we can write n factorial. N factorial, n means above value. Above value is factorial over above value minus below values factorial. Next is the fundamental principle of counting. This fundamental principle, what say answer is, suppose A and B are two events. Here we are discussing about the events. So what are the events? You know, suppose that in term of probability, we can say that we have a coin, and when we toss it, we have the possibility that coin will get either head or tail. So either head comes on tossing a coin, or it will come tail. So there are two possibilities when we toss a coin. One of them is head, and other one is tail. So that head and tail are the outcomes of this experiment. Here experiment that done is, we are tossing a coin, and the result is in the form of head or tail. Now our outcomes are head and tail, and if we put these two outcomes in a new set, then the set forming from these two outcomes may be other than two, but next we discuss this example in more detail. Here we are saying that we have coin a toss, we have toss a coin, sorry, and the outcomes are head and tail, and we have put these outcomes in the form of a set. So head and tail are in the form of set, so we give them a new name, which is sample space. So sample space, in case of sample space, we can put all possible outcomes in the form of a set. The new set forming from these two outcomes is called the sample space. Here, why I am telling about this sample space, because event concept is here. So before discussing the concept of event, you should know about the concept of sample space. So sample space, set of all possible outcomes of an experiment, is called sample space. So sample space, if we take, we have sample space S is equal to head and tail, and you know the concept of subset. Subset means, suppose we have a set that contains element 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. We call this uh, set B. And suppose we have another set which is A, we call it A, and it will contain the elements 1 2 and 3. So we can see that here 1 2 3 are the members of A, and these members are also in set B. So we can say that we have two sets A and B, and every element of set A is also an element of set B. So A is called subset of B. In that case, that subset A of B, then B is the superset of A, and A is called the subset of B. So here, what is the relationship between subset and sample space? When we toss a coin, then our sample space is head and tail, and if we take another set B, which we take only head, then this is clearly the subset of S, and this subset is called an event. So the definition of event is that whenever we have a sample space, then any subset of sample space is called event. So here you know betterly that what is the event. Event is any subset of sample space. Suppose we have two events, one of them is A and the other one is B. These two are two events of a sample space. Then first event A can occur in P different ways. Suppose that P can occur in one A can occur in P different ways, and after A has occurred, note that after A has occurred, suppose A has occurred, then B can occur in Q different ways. The number of ways that two events can occur is the product of P and Q. Here we can see that the fundamental principle of counting says that whenever we have two events A and B, and the first event can occur in P different ways, and after A has occurred, B can occur in Q different ways. The number of ways that two events can occur is the product P and Q. So next is the proof of the statement that we have seen that permutations formula is NPR, which is equal to n factorial over n minus r factorial. So next is the proof of this result, and this is you should learn this formula only. There is no need to uh, prove this. This is very easy. You can just read its formula. No need to prove it.